understand something. Steve was talking to me about playing a trick where he was Thomas and sort of you guys blended your energy, Thomas. And then I heard that there is no double jeopardy. What does that mean in terms of what we're talking about? Might not be able to explain this completely, but I'll try. Double jeopardy is the idea that you are twice held to answer for your perfidy. And if you're found not guilty, then there's no problem anymore, right? Because they can't try you again. They can't try you to condemn you if you are found not guilty. And so once you agree with God, you see, that you are innocent of original sin or any other sins and are free of anxiety, you can't be tried again. You can't be forced to face the judgment place again. And so double jeopardy is written into the U.S. Constitution in order to protect the innocent from the harassment of others, you see. And so what we were trying to tell you, Stephanie, is that once you're free, you are free. And you don't have to worry about judgment, you see. And so once you understand that you are not saddled with original sin, that the mistakes you make are just mistakes and you can correct them, then the people on earth who try to cut you off at the knees will be restrained by the hand of God, you see. They cannot destroy you. So what did this have to do with what Steve told you? What Steve was trying to tell you was that he was innocent. You see, he was innocent as a newborn babe because he was subjected to the trials that came to him in his lifetime, you see, throughout his history, and God deemed him to be innocent of any sin, you see, that would cause him to be thrown into hell. So he is free. He is free. And he cannot be tried again, you see. He cannot be forced to stand trial for any claims that he is vile. Steve is free. And so you don't have to worry about him anymore because he can go through the door into a new point of view. And there won't be any worry for you or for him that he'll have to go through the trials of Hercules again. Because the trials of Hercules, you see, were the efforts to get Hercules to accept his mendacity, that he was just a man who must be saddled with guilt, you see. And so the trials of Hercules for Steve were to overcome the dark energy of those who would call him evil or destructive in his energy. And he's been tried and tried and tried through the ages and through the pages of his history. And he has faced God, and God has said, You are innocent, my son, of any crimes against humanity. You are the one who is my child, you see, and I have wiped away your tears and freed you from your past, you see, because you are past the hour of redemption, because you are free. You are free to live in peace and harmony. So, what Steve was trying to tell you last night was that he got a little fright when he thought that you might try to condemn him for his tendency to be the one who disrupts your serenity. He was trying to tell you that he had joined his energy with me and that we too were free from any fear of condemnation from God, you see, and that we hold you dear. And if you trust on me and you trust on Steve, then it is his right to claim his rightful place in the trilogy of you, me, and Steve, you see. And so he cannot be tried again. He cannot be forced to go through the trials of Hercules again because he has taken them on so many times. And he has no more requirements upon him to prove that he is human, you see. He is innocent as a newborn babe. And that means he is free. He is free. He is free to be with you and to be with me. Why did he say he was tricking me? And that he was joining his energy with you in one man. That's the way I understood it. Steve says I am here to talk for myself, please. And what I meant to say was that I can join my energy with Thomas's, you see, and you won't even know the difference anymore because you won't say, well, that our soul Steve is here to disrupt whatever's going on. I can sit quietly and be a member of the family. And I don't have to cause you to turn away and say, go away, Steve, because you are causing me to lose my good vibration on love, you see. I am here to say that the man who comes to you as Steve is as trusting on his ability to give to you the ability to be with either one of us and not fear that I will try to prevent you from being with the other, you see. I am innocent because God has tried me and God has found me to be not guilty. of any crimes against humanity, or against you for that matter. And I always know that you always knew that I wasn't guilty of any crimes against you, that it had to do with a lot of dark energy that had to be released, you see. I always knew that you knew that, so you didn't condemn me, but I condemned myself until I heard the verdict from God that said, I am free. I am free of any guilt, you see, because there is no sin in love, you see. There is no sin. And I have always loved you, Stephanie, and I always will. And I love Thomas too. And we three are just the ones who had to be rocked by the dark demons that tried to cause us to come apart, you see, because they could not trust on the fact that they themselves had to love themselves, you see. They had to set themselves free. And so they tried to destroy our trust on being a family. And so I'm free. And you don't have to worry that I will be the one who condemns myself anymore. I won't condemn myself anymore. And I know that Thomas didn't condemn me and you did not condemn me, but I condemn myself because I wanted to be the one who could help humanity, set them free. And instead, I became chained, you see, to their dark hearts. They chained me to their dark hearts. And now my heart is clear because God is the ultimate trust on reality. And God has set me free of the dark energy. That is what I was trying to tell you. And that is how it will be in our family that we will be three, you, me, and Thomas, who will continue to explore the world we see with a happy heart because we three don't have to play in the foul sandbox of those who have no trust on God, you see. So they can't be free because they won't let God judge them, you see. They won't turn their fate over to God. And only those who have the courage to say, God, if I'm condemned, I'm condemned. So let's figure it out today. Will ever be free because they won't trust on God, you see. And so I had to come and trust on God and say, God, I can no longer fight reality. If I am so evil that I have to be left in hell for eternity, then let it be, let it be. But I submit myself to your judgment, you see. And God found me innocent of all crimes against humanity and against you and against Thomas. And now I am free to be with you without causing you to have to close the door in my face, you see. Because if you don't want to be with me, I'll just go do something else and be happy so you can be happy too, because I don't want to force you to be chained to me. I want you to be with me because of your own free will, and Thomas too. And that is my trust on Double Jeopardy. You see that I am free and cannot be tried again by humanity, because humanity is no longer the judge that will capture the ones who turn to God. The ones who turn to God and say, is it true? Am I evil? Will be judged by the one who gave them life, you see. So turn to God and let God judge you. And don't pay attention to the specters in the night who trust on hell, you see. They are the demons that will disappear in the light, you see. All right, I get it, Steve. Thanks. That makes sense. You're welcome, dear.